Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danni Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello, welcome back. I promise, last show of the week. You guys have been so wonderful logging in at all the different times that we've been doing shows this week. It's been a busy one. I have some footage coming up from Lake Hernigan the other night, but we just wanted to check it and go through it before I pop it online. But if you were at the show last night, let us know. Did you enjoy it? It's I think it's potentially one of his last for the year. I don't think he's got anything more, but I might be wrong, so don't hold me against me. So we've got loads of shows coming to you this week as well. We've got the Viper Creek Band tomorrow night, and then we've got more coming on Wednesday and Thursday. So we're actually flat out with shows coming through. So if you guys want to just get to click on the things as they come up, and they'll give you a reminder. But the easiest way, if you are not sure because of the time zones, is to head over to YouTube and subscribe, and that will actually tell you when we book one, when we're about to go live. They all give you the update, but people are finding this YouTube is a little bit easier, and the updates are a bit easier to get into with what times and things. So make sure you do that. And it's the last week, I think, or last 10 days of voting for the People's Choice Awards. So if you can and would like to, jump on the page and vote. It's linked to the top of our Facebook page and on our other socials as well. But today, we're lucky. We've got Demi Michelle. She's coming to have a chat to us from America. So that's why we're doing different times. But we're going to have a chat to her. She's got a new EP and she's got a podcast. She's got lots of things going on. So we're going to have a chat to her and see what's in store for the rest of the year for her. We'll welcome her into the room. Hello. I'm good. It feels like it's been ages since we spoke, but it was earlier this year, wasn't it? So much has happened. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, good. No, sorry. It just went really quiet. I thought I better just check. My I don't know. It just flashed. It's technology. So you've had a busy time. I know with COVID and things, you guys have been in a lot worse lockdowns over there. But in the last 12 months, since sort of January, it's been coming a bit back to normal for you guys, hasn't it, with gigs and getting out and about?
Yeah, for sure. This year has been insane. Absolutely amazing.
Crazy, yeah.
This has been the best year of my music journey so far, for sure.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to go to Nashville for the Jersey Music Awards in October.
Yes, I saw that.
I played quite a few shows in my hometown and then also in Missouri, across the country. So I did all that and released a ton of music. And so I've just been like really grateful for everything, because I feel like from when I started in 2019 until like the end of last year, I feel like I was still learning about the industry and working on my craft and all of those things. And so I feel like now I finally have a stronger direction of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so I've been really enjoying it.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was going to say to you, you're still very new in the industry and you've come so far, because 2019 you began, but then obviously COVID shut everything down. So it would have been so hard for you, because you just started out, you were just sort of starting that ball going, and then everything was put on pause. But given that it has been on pause so much, you've come a long way in a very short period of time. It must feel wonderful to see how it's all unfolding.
It's been crazy. I think like a lot of the things that have been the most special are the unexpected things, and all of the opportunities that I've gotten that I wasn't even expecting. Those are the special things, because I'm working so hard, like writing and recording and releasing music and focusing on my craft and what I can control in my music journey. But the things that come out of nowhere are the coolest, because I think like hard work is starting to pay off a little bit, I think, and just continuing to work hard and chase my dreams is starting to open some doors that I've never even dreamed of. So that's been awesome.
Okay. I just had a message come through here, and Jan said that she can't quite hear you. I reckon, can you move a little bit closer to the speaker maybe? Because I can hear you all right. Can you hear it all, Jan? I reckon it might. Oh, Jan said she's got it going. She can't hear you. Not at all?
Very faint.
Okay. Hang on. Just let me fiddle with a second. Just
I brought my mic a little closer. Is that better?
Can you hear now? She's just moved her mic closer. Can you just say hello? I don't know. Just
very, very faint, Danni. Very faint.
Okay. She said it's just very faint. She can hear you, but just lightly. So,
Can you hear me okay, Danni?
I can hear you.
Let me turn on my headphones.
Hang on, she's just checking her mic. Sorry, guys. But in the meantime, thank you, Jan. Jan's actually in my living room, so she's on holidays over here from Queensland. She loves hearing about new music.
How's that? I turned my mic quite a bit.
I can hear you, so I reckon that's what would have helped. It sometimes has a bit of a glitch, and we are, when you think about it, we're a long way apart, aren't we? When you think of the distance. So, as we're saying, your music career really started right at that time that everything sort of changed. But this EP is all about you and changing, and where you've learnt to deal with things differently. What started the idea behind that? Because it's such an inspirational thing for people to hear.
Yeah, so I got the idea for this song when I was back in September. I hear me echoing a little bit. Yeah, so I wrote it as You Get Me, You Give back in September, which was the first song I wrote that inspired the project. And I was going through a situation where I felt like I was giving so much and I wasn't receiving. And it got really difficult for me because I considered myself to be like a really nice person, and I give without really expecting any reciprocation. But after a while, that starts to become a little damaging, and I started to feel like I was insignificant and felt like I was being taken advantage of, and my kindness was. And so I realized that I needed to make a change, and that started with that song. And then from that point forward, it kind of just snowballed into me tapping into just taking back control of my life. I feel like for a while I focused on things in my life I couldn't control, and I also allowed myself to be treated ways that I didn't deserve. And so it is what it is basically a combination of two things. One, me, separating myself from situations and people that may be a little toxic, and two, being able to accept some harsh realities that I have no control over. And I think through doing that, I was able to find my center again and create this project.
It's a really important lesson or thing to learn, isn't it? You've got to be happy in yourself, and you can't control everything in life, can we? And I think people get stressed and worked up on things that they can't control, and it just causes them more damage. It doesn't change the situation. It's just hard. So it's a really lovely message to be sending.
Yeah.
Did you record? Yes. Did you record this whole album, the whole EP this year? Is this something that you've been working on for a while?
So for this project, I recorded 4 of the songs this year. So I recorded Afterthought, You Get Me, You Give, Halfway Out of This Town, and Follow My Compass this year. But I Hope You Know You're Lucky, which I'm pretty sure I played when I was on the show earlier this year. I wrote that song in 2020, and I held on to it for quite a while because it just didn't fit Dear Diary, because that album was pop, and I Hope You Know You're Lucky is pretty contemporary country, and so it didn't fit. But it was one of my favorite songs, and I played it all the time, and people really liked it. And once I wrote the other songs for the EP, I noticed that I Hope You Know You're Lucky was a missing piece, and so we went back to that song that I actually got drums and guitar recorded for back in 2020. So we went back to that song, and I recorded vocals for it. We added pedal steel, and that made the project. So that was really cool because I never really expected to put a song that was a couple years old on the project because all the other songs were so current. But that song definitely fit, and I'm really happy that I was able to include it.
Yeah. It's funny how, sometimes you write songs and it doesn't fit the body of work that you're doing, and you think, I'll never put that on something, and then it just jumps up and it works. It's great. It's funny how it all unfolds.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think like as a songwriter, I'm writing so much all the time, and I can't possibly record every song that I write. And so like I think it's really cool because there's other songs as well. Like especially while I was writing "It Is What It Is," there were other songs that I really liked, but it just didn't fit the project, and so.
Yes.
I mean, like just because that like those songs didn't make the EP, that doesn't mean they'll never be released, you know. So I'm just
No.
gonna hold on to them and see what happens.
Yeah, and I mean, the really good thing about playing live is that sometimes you can throw one of those in that people haven't heard before, and you can enjoy still singing them and performing them
Absolutely.
as well. Yeah. Now, with your writing and performing, do you have a preference? Do you prefer the writing? Do you prefer the live? Is there certain parts about it that you enjoy more, or do you just like the entire process?
I definitely enjoy the writing the most. I think songwriting
Yes.
will always be the number one for me. I also really love recording. Performing isn't my favorite thing. Like I'll do it, but I would definitely prefer writing. And so I think that if I would have to pick between you could only write music for the rest of your life or you could only perform music for the rest of your life, I would definitely pick writing.
Writing. Yeah. It's so hard, isn't it? But I like to hear people's what their favorite part is, but a lot of people do prefer that writing because it's that creative outlet that it gets, helps them out. Now you're sitting there with your guitar. Now that we're all running again, would you like to do us a couple of songs for us?
Absolutely.
Well, I will give you the room. I know you're going to do 2 songs, so I'll give you the room and enjoy, everybody.
Awesome. All right, let me just get this on. I hope you guys can hear me okay. All right. Well, I'm going to play 2 songs off of the EP. The first one I'm going to play is I Hope You Know You're Lucky. This has been a favorite for many years. And now that it's officially released, I'm so excited. So I'm going to start with that one. To the girl he holds through the night, does he tell you that you're beautiful and that you're his whole entire world? Those are words I wish he said to me, but to him I'm only a distant memory. You don't know who I am, but that's okay. But I gotta say, when he surprises you with roses, I hope you know you're lucky. When he stops your tears from flowing, I hope you know you're lucky. Sometimes you don't notice you've got something golden till it's gone. Somebody looks into your eyes and says he loves you. I hope you know you're lucky. To the girl he crossed the ocean for, does he say forever and always and promise you he's there to stay? Those are words I wish he said to me, but to him I'm nothing more than history. You don't know who I am, that's okay, but I gotta say, with roses, I hope you know you're lucky. When he stops your tears from flowing, I hope you know you're lucky. Sometimes you don't notice you've got something golden till it's gone. Somebody looks into your eyes and says he loves you. so lucky. Oh, don't take a single moment for granted. You got it all, so don't forget it. 'Cause I am in the dark, waiting for the sun to rise on the day I finally find the one. And if he surprises me with roses, I will know I'm lucky. If he stops my tears from flowing, I will know I'm lucky. Believe me, I will notice I've got something golden and hold on. And if he looks into my eyes, he says he loves me, I will know I'm lucky. But until that day comes, you've got everything I want. So I hope you know you're lucky. So that was I Hope You Know You're Lucky. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And now I'm going to play Halfway Out of This Town, which I'm very excited to perform with guitar, because this song is pretty much a piano ballad with some light acoustic guitar in it and some strings on the studio recording. And this is actually the first time I'm going to play this song with guitar, because I recorded the piano when I recorded in the studio. So here is the acoustic version of Halfway Out of This Town. When the moonlight shines between the blinds and you're on your phone to pass the time to write to me, then press delete. When you're driving down a country road and my favorite song comes on the radio, do you sing along or turn it off? You had your chance to embrace me, I had enough, can you blame me? But I know it won't be easy to escape me. Did you really think I'd hang around all the rocky roads I can live without? You broke my trust, confirmed my doubts, so I'm not coming back for another round. I'm halfway out of this town. When you're lost in a crowd on Friday night and you hear a voice as sweet as mine, do you turn it down or tune it out? Oh yeah, when a butterfly spreads its wings and you skip a beat 'cause you think of me, do you watch it fly or close your eyes? And if you ask me, I'm doing fine. But did you really think I'd hang around all the rocky roads I can live without? You broke my trust, confirmed my doubts, so I'm not coming back for another round. I'm halfway out of this town. I'm halfway out of this town. I'll lose my direction now. I bet since I walked out the door, you're living with deja vu. Yeah, now watch me take the high road to freedom, 'cause I'm feeling brand new. Did you really think I'd hang around all the rocky roads I can live without? You broke my trust, confirmed my doubt, so I'm not coming back for another round.
Wow, that was so lovely. Thank you.
Thank you,
It's
too.
it's interesting you said that you wrote that song on piano.
I
Do,
did.
do you do most of your writing on the piano?
That's an interesting question because I actually, for a really long time, did most of my writing on guitar, which is weird because piano is my main instrument. It was just easier, I think, because a lot of times when I got inspired, I was like in my room, and it was just so much easier to grab the guitar and sit down and write. But I realized that since piano is my main instrument and I'm classically trained, I know a lot more chords and I feel like I can develop beautiful accompaniments and really get deeper into the music more than on guitar. So more recently, I've been writing on piano.
Yes, yeah. It's good to hear the different reasons. And Jan said that it was lovely to hear, and well done. There's
Thank
lots
you.
of people popping in, but I was talking to you before, and we are talking about your podcast. So tell us a little bit about that. What was the reason that you got into doing the podcast side of things?
Yeah, so I actually got the idea to start the podcast during COVID. It was like during 2020 when I got the initial idea. I didn't launch it until May of 2021, but I thought like just as an artist myself, I love doing interviews. I love getting the chance to chat with so many people. And I think like every opportunity I get to speak to somebody else in the music industry, I'm always learning from different perspectives and experiences. And I thought, like, you know what? It might be really fun to have a podcast of my own. And so I sat on this idea for a really long time. Then I started recording for it in March of 2021, thinking, like, I need to have a total backlog of episodes because nobody's going to want to be on this. It's just going to be me and my friends. Like, that was like what I thought. And then, like, as soon as I started releasing episodes, I'm getting emails from like managers and publicists and like other artists like, can we have you
Wow.
on the show? And I started having to like double up and like triple up on episodes because like the interest like skyrocketed. I'm not like I have 88 episodes out. And
Wow.
it's yeah, it's ridiculously crazy. But like I was not expecting that and honestly like every conversation I get to have on the show is amazing. I've learned so much and it's become my favorite side project ever. So I'm super glad I did it, but I was not expecting it to get as popular as it did.
It's a big job, isn't it, creating a
Yeah.
podcast?
Yeah.
It's not just sitting down with the person or recording the person, it's all the editing it and putting it together. It's a huge thing.
For sure. Yeah, I'm like a really organized person, so like the setting up the interviews and the email communications, like I'm like pretty good with that. And the editing, I feel like as I went on, it became much easier. But when it started, it was like it took so long to do one episode. But now, like I've grown more confident as a host, so there's like less editing, like of me.
Yes.
And then depending on the guests, like some guests are like very fluid, others are like a little spotty that I need to like fix, but like I really don't mind fixing it and editing it because I'm trying to go for like the best quality possible. So if I need
Yes.
to dedicate a little more time to an episode and like clean up the audio, I'm more than happy to do it. But it's been a lot of fun, and I try to set like 1 or 2 weeks aside each month or every other month to like record a bunch of episodes back to back so like I can get those out of the way and then have time off from the podcast. Like right now I'm done
Yes.
recording for the rest of the year. Like I
Yeah.
don't have anything else to record, so the next like 6 weeks of episodes are taken care of. But
Wow.
it's been really fun and a great learning experience.
And where's the best place for people to listen to that? Where do
Everywhere,
you
any
do you
podcast
really?
platform. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, like everywhere. And it's called Right on Track, a songwriting podcast. And the right is spelled WRITE instead of RIGHT. Right on Track.
Ah, yeah. Now, where can we look to find your music and keep up to date with where you're playing and when new releases come out? What's the best platform?
So the best place to find everything is my website, which is demimschwartz.com, and that is spelled DEMIMSCHWARTZ.com. You can find all my music on there. The podcast links are on there as well. I have a blog that I update extremely regularly, like multiple posts a month. I write monthly rap blogs where I talk about everything that happened that month, and then for special events and things that I do. I have a whole blog on the Josie Music Awards and some other fun events I did this year. So you can find all that on my blog. And also, my shop is currently getting rebuilt, but that will be up very soon as well. So everything on there, my socials are on there as well. But if you search Demi Michelle on all the platforms, you'll definitely see me. And Twitter and Instagram, you'll see the butterfly emoji.
And I've actually popped in the comments, if you guys are looking, I've popped in your Spotify link and your YouTube link. So have a look at those as well. Make sure you hit the subscribe button or the like button. It really makes a difference for each of the artists, doesn't it? But thank you so much for joining us again today. It's always lovely talking to you. Even once we get the time zones right, because it's different everywhere, isn't it? It's so hard to try and do it.
Yeah, especially with like the clocks changing. Like,
yeah.
I was like, wait, did you guys do daylight savings? But it's just us. Like, because there's some places that don't do it at all.
Yes.
It's really confusing when the clocks change.
It's so confusing because we do in Tasmania and Victoria and New South Wales, but Queensland don't. Northern Territory, South Australia, and West Australia all have different time zones as well. It's so confusing.
Well, yeah, you guys, Australia is like how many time zones do you guys have?
Oh, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ones, I think.
Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's so confusing. But it's been lovely talking to you. I hope we get to see you in the new year with more music and more news of what you've been up to. Jem would like to know what time zone, where you are and what time it is.
I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so that's the East Coast of the United States.
And it's at the moment it's 7 o'clock, going on 8 o'clock. Yeah, wow. So you're about to head to bed. We're just starting the day. We're just, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're talking to you in the past.
Oh yeah, that's what always throws me. It's like you guys live the future, we live the past.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Always lovely having you on the show. But also, guys, once we finish the show, you can jump on those links and go and check out Demi's website, because I think there's so much there that you can go through and have a look and check out the podcast while you're there. We'll see you all again very soon. See you guys.